Hey guys and girls, welcome from explorer.com. In my previous video, I have discussed about the implicit objects, that is out, response and request. And in this, I'm going to talk about another three implicit objects, that is session, config, application. So let us quickly see what it is. First of all, what is the session actually? Oh, session is nothing but an object associated with a visitor, right? Whenever you are logging into your Facebook account, you whatever interactions you perform on it is related to you, right? And you can log in and log out, so the time space between that is called a session. And whenever you log in, an object will be associated with your session and it will be there until you log out. It will be tracking up all the data which you are interacting in that meantime. And next is so you can also see this session interactions when you're logging into Google site or your Facebook or your any other sites or your LinkedIn, like that. And one more thing, you can see on the top right hand corner your name will be displayed there, right? Suppose if I log into site as Explore All and my name will be displayed there, right? So how it is going to happen and how it is how the requests are going on, this is about this session object. It is the session object which is going to do all this. So let me talk about that. Suppose if I have an application like that is web application, you can take as Facebook or Google, and you are the end user and also I am the end user, and now I'm going to request the login page. Whenever I type Google or Facebook, my login page will be coming. That is your first request. And next it is going to give you a response, right? And after that, what you are going to do, you'll just log into the site by entering your email and password, and after that it will fetch the content from the application and it will and again another response will be generated, that is response 2. So whenever you do this, one session object will be there and that is going to be associated with that. Okay. And so in JSP we use this implicit objects to do that. So you will be writing whenever you see here in previous thing I have talked about this response, right? Why this response is used? The response is used to fetch the files to the end user, or redirect the end user to another URL, like that. Response is used. In the same way, session is used in order to retrieve the name. If I go to previous one, that is request, here request.set attribute a is equal to 10 is there. Whereas if you want to fetch the username, you will be writing there as session dot get attribute or set attribute username is comma Rajesh, or username is equal to Explorer, like that. So, and the difference between session and this request are, this request is one time, and if whenever this request process of only one request only, whereas in session will be able to handle multiple requests. That is the main difference between request respond and session. Okay. And as I said, sessions are used for handling the multiple requests. Okay, this is about session. And next is implicit objects, config and application. So we'll use this implicit objects, config and application in the servlets. So this config implicit object is instance of servlet config, and application implicit object is instance of servlet context. So suppose if you want to communicate between just with your JSP page, within one JSP page, you will be using the servlet config. So you can see here there are JSP page 1 2 3 4, right here, and for every JSP page there is servlet config. That is what the interaction between your JSP page. And suppose if I want an interaction for all my JSP pages, I'll be using this servlet context. Okay, that is nothing but the application. Here the implicit object for this servlet context is application, and the servlet config implicit object is config. Okay. And I told this example before that if you want to when I was talking about directives, I have said this, if you have 1,000 pages, and if you want to change on every page, you don't have to need to edit every on every page. You can just edit this footer.jsp and header.jsp, and you'll be that content will be reflecting on every page, right? That is here username. So we'll be using this session object here. Here you have this hello expression username, right? Before that, in scriptlets I will be writing this logic, that is my logic from the database, retrieving the username from the database. I will be having the registered user on my website, and by using this session dot get attribute, I'll be getting this username there. Got it? So that's why on your Facebook or Gmail or Google, you'll be seeing your username at the right hand top corner. That is nothing but the session will be there. And one more thing, when you are browsing when you are logging into the site or Gmail, when you are logging into Gmail, you can just see the URL processing there. There will be you'll be getting that add session, you can see that. So that is what a session object is going to be created at the backend for you. Okay. Next, talking about this page context. Another implicit object is page context. So this page context is a important thing here, because this page context is going to handle everything, every application, whether it is application, session, request, page, it is going to be handling everything. In simple to say, your entire application is going to be handled by this page context. So what is this page context? Suppose if I request, suppose there is my JSP page, and I will just be executing there. If I come at from the bottom, suppose if I have JSP page, I will just render that JSP page on my server. I will be getting that, displaying the JSP page. And next, suppose on my JSP page, if I want a value, suppose a is equal to 10, or the a is equal to 10 or some other value, if I want to print the content, I will be just requesting by using this request implicit object, and I will be requesting to the JSP file. And suppose if I want to handle this request is used for to handle only single request and all, and but whereas coming to at the top, if you go for the top, session will be handling multiple requests. As I said, now only sessions are going to handle multiple requests. That is your username and all will be printed, and your whatever your interactions will be handled by this session object. And coming to this application, so application is going to handle all this session, request, page and all. Okay, all these three things will be handled by this application. And in order to handle all this, and again we will be having this page context implicit objects. That is what a page context object is. So what this page context does is, suppose you requested an particular thing from your browser. First it checks is a page or not, and second it will check it is a request or not, and third it will check the if suppose you have ordered a value, or you have requested a value, some value for your JSP page from your browser. First it will check the page first. Suppose if it fails to do that from the page, it will just go to the request. Suppose if it failed to fetch the information from the request, it will then go to the session. If the session fails also, it will go to the next application. Like that, everything will be handled by this page context. So you don't have to worry about again, you don't have to write that session dot something, request dot something. Everything, if you use this implicit object, everything will be handled by this page context. So that is about implicit objects. Stay tuned with explore.com, and I will be discussing more about these Java server pages in my next session. Thank you.